Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Preston Field at Park Hill High School. I'm here with my partner, Hagen West, and we are here for the game tonight between the Park Hill High School Trojans and the Ray-Pec Panthers. Hagen, we're in for quite the matchup tonight, aren't we?
Yes, I would say so, Mason. These are really good two teams right here, and let's see how they match up.
Yeah, great firepower offenses from both sides. This is really going to be a shootout, a boat race, you might want to call it. Lots of defense from both sides. It's going to be one of those games where it's first team to score, the other team's going to have to match it, and so on and so forth throughout the game, and it's going to be just a gunfight back and forth.
Yeah, Mason, that's exactly right. I think Ray-Pec has a 4 or 5 star receiver, committed or not committed yet, but has many D1 offers, as I've heard.
Yeah, they have a couple receivers on offense actually that have D1 offers, and the Trojan defense is definitely going to have to make sure that they are keeping those two in check, because if not, if you let one of those two break down the field, you're going to have quite the long night with Jaden Doss and Jaden Reddle. Those two are just, they will burn you over the top if you're not. It'll be the Ray-Pec Panthers receiving the ball first. The Trojans deferred to the second half. Number 86, Scotty Robertson, back to kick off for Park Hill. The star receiver we were talking about, Jaden Doss, number 5, back at the goal line deep to return for the Ray-Pec Panthers. And the home opener is underway at Park Hill High School. The kick fielded just at the 10-yard line. Up the middle, he turns on the jets, and oh no, this could be big trouble. He evades the kicker. He's got one man to beat at the 10, and he's in for the touchdown. Like I said, you got to make sure you watch him, or else he'll burn you quick, and we saw that right there.
Hey, wow is the exact word of that moment, Mason. Could you believe that? First play of the game, 4-star.
That's the game changer we were talking about, though. When you have big playmakers on offense like that, they're going to make big plays. You got to let the big dogs eat, and the Ray-Pec Panthers did a great job making blocks, paving a path, and letting him do his work right there, and we saw it. And that's a quick 6 points for the Ray-Pec Panthers, 11 seconds in. Alex Stevenson to add the extra point for the Panthers. The snap is back. The hold looks good. And it will be 7-0 Ray-Pec. 11 seconds in. That's not what you want to see if you're the Park Hill coaching staff.
11 seconds in the ball game. Ray-Pec 7, Park Hill Trojans 0.
Download the Price Chopper app today and get big savings every time you shop at Price Chopper, whether you spend a little or a lot. Just check the Price Chopper app to see the offers each week and spend them at the checkout or on fuel at Quick Trip. Great savings every time you shop at the Parkville Price Chopper and with your Price Chopper app. Ray-Pec lining up to kick off after that electric touchdown from Jaden Doss, number 5. You have to think that if you're Park Hill, you're looking to answer pretty quickly back here. You don't want to get urgent and start to panic, but you also don't want to let yourself get behind and start slow. Stevenson to kick off from his own 40-yard line. Bryce Lasaka and James Knoll back to return for the Park Hill Trojans. It's a line drive kick, fielded at about the 6-yard line by Knoll. He shoots up the middle, hit by 2 Panthers and sandwiched, 2 flags out on the field. Whistles blown everywhere. It will be an illegal block on the Park Hill Trojans. That'll set them back a few yards. Not what you want to see from a coach like Andy Sims, especially, that preaches to not get penalties, not give up easy yards like that. That's not what you want to see if you're Coach Sims. He's definitely not going to be happy about that come film time tomorrow morning.
That's exactly right, Mason. We need to see something big here from the Park Hill Trojans, and let's see how the Ray-Pec defense comes out on their first possession.
And we know the firepower this Park Hill offense has. I don't think the coach is worried quite yet. When you have a star quarterback like Kendrick Bell paired with a couple receivers like Max Fillion and Gavin Shagg, big plays, opportunities are all over the place. You just got to know when and where to find those if you're Kendrick Bell. Stay patient, stay in the pocket, and you'll have quite the night. Bell looks quick, fires, and it's caught. That's Dayton Howard, tackled at about the 14-yard line. Tanner Franklin was in there on the tackle for Ray-Pec. Quick to the line is Park Hill. 4 wide receivers, doubles to each side. Bell looks, fired again. That's Dayton again. This time spins out of a tackle, gets a few more yards than the first time, but they're getting up to the line real quick. Park Hill might be implementing a new no-huddle type of offense is what it looks like so far.
Yes, Mason, Dayton Howard could be a really big impact for the Park Hill Trojans offense this year.
Especially at a position like tight end where we know that they lost a big playmaker after last year in Jake Powell. Right there we see Bryce Lasaka, the junior, with a catch inside the 40-yard line at about the 38. He's tackled down. He had a big game last week on both sides of the ball, scoring 3 touchdowns, a couple on each side of the football. Bell drops back, looks up the middle, he runs, makes a move to the left side, sandwiched and brought down at the 41-yard line. That was number 33, Patrick Martin, the linebacker for Ray-Pec, and on the tackle right there. Park Hill quick to the line every play. This time we see, it looks like a 5-wide formation. Receivers moving all over the place. You see the star receiver Max Fillion lined up at the bottom of your screen now. Bell in the empty backfield, looks like he might be changing the play at the line. High snap, he tries to scramble and sacked way back behind the line. That was Victor Clody, the wide receiver, also plays defensive end.
If you're Ray-Pec fans, this is a really good look at your linebackers right now. 2 solid plays to start it out.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We see a play by the wide receiver and linebacker Victor Clody, and we saw one just a minute ago by Patrick Martin. These are some ferocious linebackers that they have in their linebacking core is Ray-Pec. The senior back, James Knoll, moves to the right side. Bell looks deep left side. Just out of reach of Dayton Howard. He almost made his 3rd big play of the night so far. That one would have been a bit lengthier than the first 2 catches he had, and now here comes punt formation for Park Hill. Looked like a promising drive at first, but their quest for the end zone ended up fruitless.
Surprised we didn't see much of James Knoll on that drive, Mason.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Now we see Scotty Robertson back to punt from his own 25-yard line. Belt high snap. Good kick downfield. It's high. Caught by Doss at the 20. He makes another move and brought down. That was number 12 on the tackle, Jackson Grayson, the senior who plays cornerback and wide receiver. He's had a great start to the year through 1 week so far. We get our first look at the Ray-Pec offense and quarterback Xander Dombrowski. He takes the snap, handoff up the middle. He makes a bit of a move and gets up to about the 33. That was number 25, Thomas Fager. Not a bad first down carry. If you're the Ray-Pec coaches, you like to see those big first down gains, like 6, 7, 8 yards like we saw right there. That's a great sign for the run game if they can pierce through this defensive line of the Park Hill Trojans. Doubles receivers again, fakes the handoff this time. Dombrowski rolls out to his left. Missed tackle by Teague Wachter and brought down right there. That was number 33, Demarion Gathright, the junior linebacker. Good wrapped up tackle right there. But that will move the chains for Ray-Pec. 2 great first down and second down carries so far for the Ray-Pec Panthers. That is not what you want to see if you're these Trojans and their defensive coordinator, Nick Richardson. Dombrowski lined up. He drops back, looks deep. 23 in the middle of the field. Good diving grab. That was number 23, Jaden Rettle, the wide receiver we talked about before the game. He has looks from Tennessee, from Notre Dame, Nebraska. He has a few different big offers. Georgia as well. They're just some big offers, and we see why right there. He was wide open in the middle of the field. If he would have had a bit of a more accurate pass from Dombrowski, he could have taken that one for 6 because we know the athletic ability on him. Different formation this time. We see a handoff up the left side. That's number 28, Devin Walker. He makes a move, hits hard at the 30-yard line out of bounds. Walker with a great first down carry.
How about that running game, Mason? Starting to cook for the Ray-Pec Panthers.
Oh yeah, 3 carries so far on the offensive side and 3 big gains. I don't think they've had a single gain so far on the offensive side under 6 yards. This time we see McKenzie at the running back position. He takes another handoff up the left side. Jim Humphrey initially wrapped up the legs and brought him down, but I think Teague Wachter came in and helped assist on the tackle right there near the sideline. Snap, he looks to his right, rolls out. Looks, oh, nearly picked off. That was number 33, Demarion Gathright, who nearly had the pick, went through his hands and hit the ground, unfortunately. That was almost quite the play off the tip drill by old Demarion Gathright. This time a 3-receiver formation. He looks back to his right, fired over the head of Demarion Gathright and caught. That's number 6, Gunnar Elkins, the wide receiver. That was a big play. He's got spun down at about a little past the 15-yard line, about the 16, I believe.
Those short and steady gains are looking really good for the Ray-Pec Panthers right now. If they can continue those, they can easily get into the end zone for a touchdown.
It's hard to disagree with what we've seen so far. It doesn't look like anything's going to stop them so far. Obviously, it's not going to be that easy when you go up against a stout defense like Park Hill has, but they're sure making it look easy with that carry right down to the 6. Again, that was Tyler McKenzie. I had a chance to speak to junior middle linebacker Cal Netherton earlier this morning, and he told me that the key to this game for the Park Hill defense would be stopping the run. He said that they have gritty, tough running backs all across the board, and Park Hill needs to do a good job of piercing through the offensive line and stopping them behind the line of scrimmage, not letting them get any yards, get any wiggle room. You need to stop them. So far, it hasn't looked like they've been able to do so, but right there you see it a little better as McKenzie's wrapped up by Jim Humphrey and the freak, Davion Hartley.
Mason, Davion Hartley could be a big impact to this game.
Oh yeah, when you have a body like his at the nose tackle position for Park Hill, it's just a game changer having someone that big, but that athletic also, able to get through the line and stop the run like we saw right there. That's a problem for any center that he's lined up against. The snap to Dombrowski, he looks to his left. Pump fakes to McKenzie, but fired to Doss, caught for the touchdown. Middle of the end zone, right there we see Doss with his second touchdown of the night already. The big prospect showing his impact already tonight, and I don't see him showing any signs of slowing down at all. Park Hill needs to respond on their upcoming drive. Stevenson lined up to kick. And he does tack on the extra point to make it a 14-0 Ray-Pec lead.
7 remaining in the opening quarter. Panthers 14, Trojans 0.
Universal Construction Company has been proud to partner with the Park Hill School District in their efforts to create new and improved facilities for learning, athletics, and the performing arts since 2006. Universal Construction, building a better community.
Quality Plumbing, serving Greater Kansas City's commercial and residential plumbing needs since 1983. Call or visit them online at qualityplumbing.com.
746 kids. Jeff Sigmund State Farm has served Park Hill community for more than 15 years and is learned to improve your Park Hill schools. Please call Jeff Sigmund State Farm for all your current and regulation stuff. State Farm is a recommended rate. Jeff Sigmund, celebrating 50 years in business. It's a shop with the oldest family business in a Park Hill community, serving great coffee, on-time salads, topped with their world-famous pink stuff salad dressing.
A proud partner of Park Hill School District, Park University has a proud history of transforming lives since 1875. Visit us in person in Parkville or online at www.park.edu.
All right, Hagan, obviously not the start you want to see if you're these Park Hill players and coaching staff. But what do you think the key is in a drive like this when your back's already kind of against the wall in the first quarter, 14-0? What do you think the key is to responding and keeping your composure and making sure you respond and get yourself back in this game in the first quarter?
Well, Mason, I think they need to start making plays. Kendrick himself running up the middle, getting James Knoll open in the backfield, and also maybe Dylan Schaefer added in there and Bryce Lasaka and all their great receivers that they have back there, because in our grade we have a countless number of receivers, and if they can get those in, we might be in good shape.
Yeah, we did see a little bit of Bryce Lasaka and what he can do on that first drive. Let's see if they try to implement him a little more this drive. I was surprised, though, just like you were, to not see much from the senior James Knoll. But let's see if they change that as Stevenson kicks off. That looks like a deeper kick than the first one, but it actually ended up being, looked like it. I don't think it hit a return man. I do think it bounced into the end zone just for a touchback, but that one could be tricky if you try to field a ball close to your own goal line like that and muff it. That could easily go back the other way for 6. One thing for me that I have noticed watching Kendrick Bell so far these last couple weeks is that he does seem to be way more composed in the passing game. Last year we knew that he had the talent on both sides, whether it was running the ball or passing the ball, but he seemed to show a lot more flashes when running than passing. Now this year it seems the complete opposite. He seemed like he was way more composed and passing the ball well in that first drive. But right here we see the run. As there is a flag down, he's tripped up past the 30-yard line at the 31. There was a flag down behind the line of scrimmage. As it will be holding on the offense. That's not what you want to see. As I said, that first drive after they had a penalty on the kickoff, Coach Sims definitely always tries to put an emphasis on not giving up stupid penalties like that. But right there, we saw another one. That's our second of the game. He obviously isn't going to be too happy about that. I bet you that these penalties like this are going to come up a lot in film tomorrow morning. especially from an O-line that really looked stout week one with some seniors like Chris Lyden and Pierce Wand on the line. You'd think that they were not going to be as prone this year to making little mistakes like that. But so far, you've seen a couple. That's not what you want to see if you're Park Hill. I have no doubt they can bounce back as we see Bryce Lasaka in motion. Kendrick Bell kind of backed up, pulls a little trickery, makes a move, and gets tackled right on the 15-yard line by a few different Panthers. I did see number 73, Logan Reed, the defensive lineman, on the tackle, as well as number 33, Patrick Martin. He's had a couple tackles so far this game, and it's looking like he's going to be quite the problem for the Park Hill offense.
Yeah, Mason. Ray-Pec Panthers defensive linemen are really sneaking through there, especially their nose tackle.
Bell takes the snap, throws it short to James Knoll behind the line of scrimmage, but it was ruled incomplete as I think the ball did hit the ground. Not a pass that you want to see your senior quarterback make, and you think that he could throw it a little more accurately than that, especially in such short range. You saw James Knoll kind of complaining to him right there. The ball was dropped because it was placed towards his feet.
See much of Maximo Filion lately in this game yet. Let's see if he gets an opening drive right here.
He is in one-on-one press coverage down at the bottom of your screen. He tries to make a move to the outside. Kendrick Bell looked his way, but is forced out to the right side. Missed tackle by number 90. Another one, but he is brought down, it looks like, by number 36. That's Gavin Burkett, the linebacker. Again, a great linebacking core we've seen from the Ray-Pec Panthers so far. That will bring up 4th down after the false start penalty as well. Now that brings out number 86, the senior kicker, Scotty Robertson. Back to punt for the second time tonight on 2 drives for the Trojans. Jaden Doss lined up deep again. High, short punt. This one takes a bounce inside the 45 and bounces out of bounds at about the 33. We all want more energy, more strength, and more sleep. Orange Theory workouts give you more, changing you at the cellular level.
Zona Rosa is your one-stop shopping center filled with more than 80 stores, restaurants, and entertainment just around the corner. The newly renovated Central Park, right in front of Bravo, the restaurant, is the perfect place to chill in comfy outdoor seating or let the kids run around while you take a break from shopping.
Now we see a carry by Doss up the left side. He nearly got tackled down a few different times between the 30 and 35-yard line. But when you have a playmaker like that, he's bound to get out of some trouble every once in a while. And right there we saw it as he made a play up the left sideline and gained a few yards when it looked like he wasn't going to get any. Dombrowski and the Ray-Pec Panthers are out for their second drive of the game so far. As he hands it off, fakes the handoff, scrambles up the middle, but is brought down by, again, that was the freak, Davion Hartley, as well as number 9, Braylon Warren.
Ray-Pec Mason is definitely taking their time on the offensive end to try to figure out what play can conquer the Park Hill defense.
Yeah, when you're up 14 points this early in the game, I don't see any reason why these coaches would be trying to rush their offense and put more pressure on them. Snap to Dombrowski, handoff up the middle. He makes a move up the left side and is tackled down. That was Luis Perez Jr., the senior cornerback. It will be 2nd and 5 on their own 49 for the Ray-Pec Panthers. Dombrowski gets the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to his right, looks deep. Another catch, another grab by Jaden Rettle up the middle. That's his second big gain of the night. 2 similar routes, 2 similar outcomes. Both of his big receptions tonight have been little post routes up the middle towards the right side. Definitely what you like to see from the head coach, Sean Martin of the Ray-Pec Panthers. That's exactly what he preaches. Getting space, getting open up the middle, and you see that right there from Rettle. Another snap to Dombrowski, handoff up the middle. He bounces off a couple tackles, still going, finally stopped at about the 11-yard line, it looks like. That was Aaron Biggins. Ray-Pec likes to use quite the array and arsenal of running backs. We've already seen McKenzie tonight. We've seen Biggins right there. We saw Scuttleback earlier. We've seen a lot of different running backs if you're from Ray-Pec, and I don't see any reason why they want to stop it, as it's been working. We saw Fager earlier, and he's back in right now. As he runs a route out to the left side, nearly sacked by Cal Netherson. A flag flies in. Dombrowski forced out of bounds at about the 4-yard line.
Flag on the play.
After the holding call on the Panther offense, that will push them back to the 21-yard line. Not what you want to see if you're the head coach, Sean Martin. However, I don't see any reason for Ray-Pec to be worried. It is only 2nd and 12 after they did have the big gain on first down. So let's see how Dombrowski can react after their first offensive penalty of the game. Drops back and looks to his right. Nearly sacked. Throws it short to the left side. That looked like Doss again. He looked like he was down, but he got back up and tackled down hard by number 26, Brock Mann, the safety, down at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Mason, number 5 on the Ray-Pec Panthers, Jaden Doss, is a freakish athlete, as you can already see in this game.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He's definitely a special player, and college coaches have easily started to notice that, as he has an array of D1 offers from quite the repertoire of schools. And right here we see a carry by Dombrowski. It looked like he got in, and they will call it a touchdown. It will be a 21-0 lead in the first quarter for the Ray-Pec Panthers. You may not like it, but you will have to respect the domination they've put on so far. Stevenson lined up at the 10-yard line to tack on the extra point to make it a 21-0 Ray-Pec Panthers lead. As the snap, the kick is up, looks good, and it is good. 21-0 Ray-Pec leads. 2:07 remaining in the first quarter. Reiselman Nissan is excited to partner with Park Hill Athletics. Good luck to the Panthers and the Trojans on a successful season. Stop into our sales, service, and parts departments to experience the Reiselman way, every customer, every time. After the Trojans won 68-38 last week against Battle High School in Columbia, they were hoping for a little bit of a better start this week, but there were some questions left after last week after giving up 38 points to the Battle High School offense, which didn't look quite as good as they wanted to. However, they were hopeful going into this week, and so far it has not started quite as pleasantly as they expected it to. However, it still isn't even out of the first quarter yet, and we know with an exciting and powerful offense like Park Hill does have, They're bound and determined to put up some points sometime. Let's see if they can do it this drive. I'm expecting to see a little bit more deep shots from the Park Hill offense going forward after they've kind of gotten themselves dug into a little bit of a hole so far.
Stevenson on the kick.
Stevenson lined up at his own 40, back to kick. Lasaka and Knoll back at the 10-yard line again to receive the kick. Short kick up the right side. Here we see Lasaka take it at the 15. Makes a move up the right side, evades a man, evades another man, tackled down by number 12. That was Dominic Berry, the defensive back at about the 28-yard line, I believe. Not a bad return at all from Bryce Lasaka. That's what you want to see from a playmaker after he came off an injury last year, torn ACL. He's back this year and looks so far this season like he can be a big playmaker and a big executor for the Trojans.
Mason Park Hill really needs to activate running back James Knoll right here, and let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, we haven't seen him get one carry yet so far tonight. I wonder if that's going to change. Bell drops back, pressure in his face. Lasaka catches the screen, but is tackled immediately. Loss of yards, tackled at the 29-yard line, maybe the 30. Not the kind of play you want to see on your first down, especially after being down so far. That's a kind of play, a short screen like that you call to try and catch the defense off guard and then get a big gain on first down. Right there, you saw that it didn't quite work, and that's got to be disappointing for the Park Hill staff. Bell lined up in an empty backfield, looks to his right, quick pass, that's Gavin Shagg, only gains maybe a yard. Not another great pass right there. That was a short pass. Again, like I said, I was expecting to see more downfield shots coming out 21-0. So far, we've only seen them take one shot downfield, it seemed like. They had that one pass to Dayton Howard on the first drive that was incomplete up the left side. Other than that, it's been a lot of short passes or quarterback sneaks from Park Hill so far. Lasaka's the man in motion for Park Hill. Bell rolls out to his left, looks back. Great pass on the money to Dayton Howard. That's a first down. First sort of big gain we've seen from Park Hill so far. That was a beautiful touch pass from Kendrick Bell, especially rolling out left and having to throw back across your body like that a little bit. That's an awkward throw to make if you're a quarterback, but when you're as talented as Kendrick Bell is, it just comes naturally a little bit.
Yeah, Mason, that was a lovely play by the Park Hill offensive coaches to break down Ray-Pec Panthers defense.
Right here we see Bell with a little trouble in the pocket. Throws it again, it looks like Howard, and he brings it in again inside the 30, inside the 25, brought down at the 24. Two big grabs from Howard and two beautiful throws from Kendrick Bell after being under pressure on both plays. I've been talking about the potential in this offense all night. Finally, we're starting to see it here. Let's see if they can start getting towards the end zone again. We've seen a couple big plays on third down and the first down right after that. Let's see if they can move the chains again this ensuing 4 downs. Four receivers lined up to the right of Bell. Knoll moves back into the backfield. Bell looks to his left. Max Filion nearly has it. Just outside his far shoulder. He almost brought that one down in the corner of the end zone right there. That would have brought the house down. After a revamped student section this year, we can already tell the improvements as the end of the first quarter. It will be 21-0. Ray-Pec does lead Park Hill going into the end of the first quarter. But Park Hill knocking on the door right now as it is 2nd and 10. After a couple big games, let's see how they can answer coming after the break.
Yeah, Mason, that was a really solid drive made by Park Hill coaching staff there. Let's see if they can continue that in the rest of this drive.
Since 1967, Pizza Shop has been one of the oldest family businesses in our Park Hill community, serving great pizzas and one-of-a-kind salads topped with their world-famous pink stuff salad dressing. Pizza Shop and the Park Hill School District go hand in hand. Stop by today and discover why Pizza Shop is Kansas City's original neighborhood pizza place.
Jeff Zigman, State Farm, has served the Park Hill community for more than 15 years and is honored to contribute to the Park Hill School District. Please call Jeff Zigman, State Farm, for all your insurance and financial service needs. State Farm, surprisingly great rates.
Bell takes over at the opposite end of the field now. Quick pass to the right side. That's Dayton Howard again. He breaks free inside the 5 and a touchdown. Two big plays by Dayton Howard and now a touchdown. And his third reception of the drive leads to 6 points, and the Trojans finally crack into the end zone and taste points for the first time this game. It will be 21-6. Ray-Pec still leads, but now Park Hill finally tastes the end zone. And hopefully that'll lead to some more points for them down the road. But a great start to chipping away at that lead if you're Park Hill. That's a great drive. Kendrick Bell staying cool under pressure after being up against the wall. Now we see Scotty Robertson with the kick. It's up and it's good. It will be 21-7. Ray-Pec still leads, but a great first scoring drive, by Park Hill to crack into the end zone and finally get on the board after they've been waiting for it all game. You knew it was coming. There it is. Great response by Park Hill.
Yes, Mason, I'm telling you, Dayton Howard is a very impactful player on this game.
Yeah, he's a senior, and he was looking to step up in a big way, and the coaches were definitely looking for him to step up in a big way. You heard the players the last couple of weeks talking about it. He wasn't able to play in that first game due to elbow soreness, but now he was back, and you can already see the impact he's making so far, stepping up in a key position of need that Jake Powell left last year, kind of like that wide receiver tight end hybrid position. You can see Dayton Howard already this game. I think he has 5 receptions so far and a touchdown. You can already see the kind of impact he's making so far in this game. Considering braces or Invisalign, visit Weber Orthodontics, located across the street from Park Hill High School. Weber Orthodontics takes all major insurance and has multiple financing options to make braces or Invisalign affordable for all families. Scotty Robertson back to kick. Now the Park Hill student section's back a little louder like they were at the beginning of the game. Here's a booming kick from Robertson. It's actually short and high, fielded inside the 25. Makes a move to the left side. It's Reddle, the playmaker, brought down by the legs. That's number 44, Colin Freeman on the tackle.
Park Hill's defense really needs to make a play here and step up for their fans in the stands.
Yeah, defensive stop after already getting your first 7 points of the game would really make this play start to get hyped and start to get into this game as they realize that we're starting to come back. But the most important part of that whole thing is getting the stop first, so let's see if they can do that here. Handoff up the right side. Big gain up the right side. Big gain prevented, more like. It looked like he was about to break free up that right side, but he was brought down by number 9. That's Lauren White, the defensive back linebacker. There was a flag on the play. It will be on Ray-Pec, I believe. That is good for Park Hill, as that play does appear to be coming back. Looks deep to his left side. It is just out of the reach of number 85, Braden Copeland, the tight end. He's a senior, and he is one of those players who's kind of quiet throughout the game, but if you don't pay enough attention to him, he will stab you in the back in a big way and will get a big, very big gain down the field, and he's one of those guys who can easily break your defense open for a 20, 30, 40-yard gain, sometimes even longer than that if you're not careful. Snap to Dombrowski. He looks to his left side again. This time it's Doss up the middle, bounces off a tackler, makes the move again up the right side. As he zooms past Park Hill's defense and makes it into the end zone for a third time, a hat trick of touchdowns for Jaden Doss, the senior wide receiver, number 5. The big playmaker we've been talking about all night shows again right there. 4 drives and 3 touchdowns for Doss.
What a superstar, Mason, to say the least. Wow.
We are watching a special player right there, and we can see exactly why we went into this game saying that he was the one that we needed to watch out for, and he was the one that we needed to contain, because we knew exactly his potential and his ability, and he's showing it right here, why he gets all these looks from colleges, why he's such a revered player from other teams. He's showing right now why he is the scoring threat that he is. The extra point is good. It will be 28-7 Ray-Pec. Definitely deflating for Park Hill, and you could hear it in the student section as the air got taken out of this place real quick, as Park Hill did put up their first 7 points on a beautiful touchdown from Dayton Howard last drive. We were expecting them to come out a little more fierce on defense and try to stop them, but when you have a playmaker like Jaden Doss, sometimes it's less about the defense making mistakes and more about the offense just being talented. Park Hill School District would like to thank our Ruby and Topaz level partners, the U.S. Army, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, Braces by Billings, Citizens Bank, Diane School of Dance, Eileen's Cookies, Go Car Wash, Jason's Deli, and the Oaks Kia dealership. Thank you to everyone who sponsors the Park Hill School District. Stevenson back to kick from his own 40 yet again after another scoring drive by Ray-Pec. This time, kick taken just past the 10-yard line by James Knoll. He makes a move up the middle, tackled hard by number 45. That's Jalen Nevins, the linebacker from Ray-Pec. Another addition to that stout linebacking core that we've already mentioned multiple times tonight. We see it again right there on special teams on defense. These linebackers are talented, and they've been showing it tonight.
Yeah, Mason, that grit on the defensive end is a very big part of the defense.
We knew this Ray-Pec team was talented after the Missouri high school football rankings came out earlier this week, putting Ray-Pec inside the top 10 in the state. We knew there was going to be a tough game tonight. I didn't think we quite expected it to be like it has been so far. 28-7 already, just inside of the second quarter. This isn't what you want to see if you're Park Hill. Nothing that they can't come back from, however, with this much time left in the game. Big carry by Knoll up the right side. That's a first down plus a few more as he's tackled inside of the 50 at about the 46 or 47 yard line.
Beautiful play call there. Way to get Noel outside. That's what he does best in the game.
A bunch of receivers lined up to the left of the offensive line. Handoff to Noel up the left side. It's a sweep play. He makes a move but can't get past the defender as number 4, Lubin's right, brings him down just past the line of scrimmage for a gain of 3 yards. Lined up at the 49-yard line. Here's Kendrick Bell, looks to his right side, passes it short. That's Bryce Lasaka. Evades a tackler, spins out of another one, and finally brought down by 3 different tacklers. I saw number 26, Taryn Nichols. The defensive back was in there, as well as number 8. That's Jalen Dixon. In there for the tackle for Ray-Pec. Another trips formation on the left side like we saw a couple plays ago. Let's see if they go back to that left side handoff to Noel again. Snap to Kendrick Bell. He hands it off to Noel again up the left side, just like I said. This time he gets tripped up, not by a defender, but it looks like he just tripped. Slow to get up there for a second. It looks like he is all right, though. Maybe it was just a funky way he fell. Third and 1, ball on the opposing team's 44-yard line for Park Hill.
Looks to be that Ray-Pec's defense is all over the field trying to make plays, Mason. And this could really impact the future of the game.
Oh yeah, anytime you have a defense that's as good as Ray-Pec's, it almost seems like the offense has nowhere to go at some points. We saw last drive Park Hill is able to score. We saw it a couple plays ago when Bryce Lasaka had a bit of a big play up the right side along with James Noel. Let's see if Park Hill can capitalize. However, timeout from Park Hill. Maybe looking to readjust the play. Going into this a crucial 4th down and inches.
One of my favorite places, Diane's Cooler Dance. Eileen's Cookies. Your Car Wash. Jason's Deli. Skia Dealership. Memphis Fitness. And Restore Community Church. Those are our 2022 Park Hill, Ruby, and Topaz Low partners.
Park Hill comes out of the timeout, lined up at their own 40, or at the opposing 44-yard line, excuse me. A bit of an interesting formation here as we see the star receiver, Maximo Filion, not on the field for this 4th down set. They must be going a little bit bigger on this set. Maybe a 2 tight end formation, just trying to get less than a yard. Looks to his right, quick pass. James Noel caught, and he will get enough for the 1st down yardage and a couple more. Tackled down at about the 41-yard line of Ray-Pec. 1st down for the Trojans. That'll move the chains. It wasn't anything flashy, but it is what they needed, and it did get them a new set of downs. First and 10 for Park Hill at the 41-yard line. Kendrick Bell says something to the line. Let's see if he changes the play up. Looks to the left side of the field. Forced back to his right. Now forced back left. Looks for a man downfield. Pass is short. Not able to reach Bryce Lasaka up the left side. 2nd and 10 for Park Hill after no gain on the first down play. Snap to Bell, handoff up the left side to Knoll. He has blockers, not able to contain him. The Ray-Pec defense, however, as he's tackled by number 7, Tanner Franklin, the defensive back, at about the 36, 37-yard line.
James Knoll might be short, but he's definitely stout. Man, he puts in the work in the weight room in the offseason for sure.
Oh yeah, listen to any of the Park Hill football players talk about James Knoll, and they will have nothing but absolute beaming reviews from James Knoll, talking about how he just is not afraid to put in the extra hours of work in the weight room, on the practice field, and you see why, as he is a shorter running back, but he is shifty to say the absolute least, as we see it right there. Makes his way up the right sideline, close to the first down. Did he reach the line to gain? They will call it a first down for Park Hill. Moves the chains, new set of downs. Crucial gain right there for James Knoll. First and 10, ball on the 31-yard line of Ray-Pec. James Knoll takes the snap, hands off to Kendrick Bell, reverse throw. That's back to Gavin Shagg. He has to go back up the middle. He did end up getting a few yards, made something out of nothing right there. A little trickery on the reverse play right there. That's what we like to see. Coaches getting creative with the play calling. Gain of 4 brings up a 2nd and 6 for Kendrick Bell in the Trojans offense. Near in the red zone. Let's see if they take a shot here. Any play now. We've seen a couple of short plays recently. Maybe a shot down near the end zone wouldn't be the worst thing ever for the Trojans, as we see a few different wide receivers in motion. Snap to Bell. Option play up the right side. As he makes his way inside the red zone, that will be another fresh set of downs for the Trojans as it moves the chains. It will be 1st and 10, ball on Ray-Pec's 19.
Park Hill's just eating up the field right here in losing yardage.
Park Hill quick to the line, but a timeout called by Coach Martin and the Ray-Pec Panthers. With Park Hill mounting a second successful drive, you have to wonder what Ray-Pec and their coaching staff are telling the players in the defense in the huddle right now. Coming out of the Ray-Pec timeout, you have to wonder if Park Hill is looking at taking a deep shot towards the end zone. We saw when they were in a similar position on the opposite end of the field, they took a shot towards Dayton Howard, towards the corner of the end zone, and it paid off massively as he scored a touchdown and had a couple big gains near this side of the field. You have to wonder if they're looking towards his way or maybe another player when they're getting towards the red zone and towards the goal line on this side of the field now.
You definitely don't want to see anything risky right here, because it could lead to trouble down the defensive end.
Kendrick Bell shows empty backfield formation. Let's see what they look to do on this first down play. Speed option up the right side. Kendrick Bell stopped almost by his own lineman. Kind of ran into his own guy right there. Christopher Lydon tried to push him forward. Didn't end up working. He did end up gaining 3 yards on the play, however. Tackled just at the 16-yard line. Not a bad gain. Obviously, you'd like to have more, but the Trojans are knocking on the door for a second straight drive.
Kendrick can be a very impactful running quarterback, as we have seen in previous years.
We've seen it a couple times tonight. He can get a little bit Houdini-ish at times. Right there we see a pass. Was it picked off? It was picked off. It was number 7, Tanner Franklin, the defensive back, picking it off inside the goal line. It looked like it was almost caught by Maximo Filion right there. He did get a bit of separation, but wasn't able to bring it in. It was actually the opposite, as Ray-Pec's Tanner Franklin ended up bringing it in for an interception. Picks off Kendrick Bell for the first time tonight inside the 3-yard line. Ball is spotted at about the 2 or the 3. Not what you want to see as you're knocking on the door right there for Park Hill.
Extremely unfortunate play by the offense of Park Hill. A big defensive stop right here would be really good to see by the Park Hill defense.
That just has to be deflating for that Park Hill offense, though. A real confidence killer. If you're Kendrick Bell mounting a good drive like that, or so it seemed, and then just to get intercepted like that is never what you want to see. As that ball's dropped and picked off, that's picked off by Luis Perez Jr. I am speechless. Right as I was talking about the interception for Ray-Pec, there's a pick 6 by Luis Perez Jr. taking it the other way. Park Hill got unlucky and got picked off just a play ago, and now they're the ones with a little bit of luck after a tip pass. Luis Perez Jr. made sure to stay paying attention, and he had that ball from the second it was tipped, and he ran that straight into the end zone.
This is unbelievable, Mason. Back and back and back and back and forth.
We still have yet to see a defensive stop from Park Hill, though. The extra point is good from Scott Robertson, making it a 28-14 game. Park Hill answers in a big way after the interception, getting one of their own, return for a touchdown. That is quite the morale booster for the sideline. You can see it right now. Players start moving around, start getting hype with each other. That's exactly what you want to see if you're the coaches right now. Remember, Park Hill does get the ball at half, so if they can cut this lead down just a little bit more in the 5 minutes and 43 seconds they have remaining before halftime, this can be a whole different game coming out of halftime if they put on some more points.
We know the Ray-Pec offense, though, Mason. They have been extremely powerful previously in the game.
Not only the offense, but we saw in the very first play of the game how explosive their special teams unit can be, with Jaden Doss, the star playmaker, lined up deep for them again tonight. Let's see if he can make something happen for a second time. They are making sure not to kick it to him, and why would they after they saw what he did? But this time it's Rettel up the left sideline, pushes the defender away. Another one brought down finally by number 26. That was Brock Mann, the safety, bringing him down on the left side of the field at the 31-yard line, it looked like. Maybe a little shorter than that. 1st and 10 for Dombrowski and the Ray-Pec offense. As you see a handoff up the middle. Fumble looked like. Maybe he got it back. I believe he did get it back, but it looked like the ball was out for a second at the beginning of the play. Number 25, Thomas Fager, took the handoff, and it looked like he bobbled it at least for a little bit at the beginning. You heard the coaches yelling fumble down on the sideline. Park Hill wasn't able to come up with the ball, however. Snap to Dombrowski, another handoff up the right side. This time pushed back just past the 35-yard line at about the 36 or 37. Teague Wachter lines up on the right side of the defensive line. Pressure on the left side by Keller. Can he bring him down? He does, but not until Dombrowski gained a couple. Nonetheless, a huge play from the Owen Keller, the defensive end right there. Ray-Pec back to punt. Park Hill getting their first defensive stop of the night so far. That's huge for them. Kick fielded by Bryce Lasaka inside the 20. Cut straight through the defense, up the left side. Flag is down. He has a couple men to beat. Tackled down inside the 40 of Ray-Pec. Let's hope the flag does not bring it back.
The momentum has definitely shifted here in Preston Field.
It will be holding on Park Hill. The great return by Lasaka does look like it is tampered a little bit. That's deflating, but nonetheless, Park Hill getting their first defensive stop of the night. Let's see if their offense can have a third touchdown of the night put up on the board in the 3.5 minutes left before halftime. I mean, I hate to jinx anything, but let's say Park Hill puts on 7 more points right here and makes it a 28-21 game going into half. They do get the ball after halftime and could tie this game up easily.
3 minutes, 26 to half.
A big first down gain would be crucial right here for Park Hill to get this drive really going before half. Bell moves up the right side. Not much given right there as he's hit hard. That was number 43, Zach Campbell, the linebacker. Wow, he got hit hard right past the line of scrimmage. Looked like it was a gain of 1 or 2 for Kendrick Bell. He was rocked at the line.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, those Ray-Pec Panther linebackers are literally skull crushers. Wow.
Kendrick Bell lined up on second down. He has double receiver formation to each side. Changes the play at the line. Handoff up the left side to James Knoll. He looks like he has some blockers, maybe not, as he's brought down by number 45, Jalen Evans, the senior linebacker for Ray-Pec. Loss of 1 yard right there brings up a 3rd and 10 on their own 25 for Park Hill. This is a big play for Park Hill. One of these plays could make or break the story of this game going forward. Let's say they don't convert right here. That could be a crusher, and Ray-Pec could get the ball with enough time to score again before half. Let's say they do convert. Park Hill might be able to go down the field and taste the end zone for a third time tonight and be real close to tying this game up going into halftime. Empty backfield for Bell. Doesn't look like he has many people open. Over the middle to Bryce Lasaka, caught, evades a man inside the 50, jukes a man inside the 40, still up, out of bounds at the 36-yard line, stops the clock. Great play by the junior receiver, Bryce Lasaka. He's been a playmaker all night tonight.
Patience was key on that play, Mason. Unbelievable.
Bell looked like he was about to start running through the line after he had a bit of trouble. Made sure to stay patient like I talked about earlier, and it paid off big time for him as he found a big gain downfield like Bryce Lasaka. I told you before that play that could be a big play for the momentum of this game, and right there we saw Park Hill convert and make a big play, and let's hope it can lead to a couple more on this drive. Timeout is called on the field. Timeout for the Ray-Pec Panthers. After the big gain right there, you wonder what Ray-Pec is telling their players right now in the huddle. Since 1967, Pizza Shop has been one of the oldest family businesses in our Park Hill community, serving great pizzas and one-of-a-kind salad, topped with our world-famous pink stuffed salad dressing. Pizza Shop and the Park Hill School District go hand in hand. Stop by today and discover why Pizza Shop is Kansas City's original neighborhood pizza place. Hagan, after a big gain by Bryce Lasaka like that, Park Hill is lined up inside enemy territory, right about at the 35-yard line, getting close to the red zone. And we know what comes after the red zone. It's the end zone. And let's see if Park Hill can get in for a third time tonight on this upcoming set of downs after the big play by the junior Bryce Lasaka.
That's exactly right, Mason. I would like to see a receiver dash down the field and get into the end zone right here.
We know that Park Hill has the receiving core talent to do so. Let's see if they do it so far. But first, we get a handoff to James Knoll up the right side as he breaks through. He turns on the afterburners, gets inside the 10, and into the end zone. 28-20. Ray-Pec still leads, but Park Hill is chipping away at that lead yet again. James Knoll, wow, that speed was just absolutely insane.
Magnificent, Mason. Unbelievable play call. And a great way for James Knoll to get outside and make it into the end zone.
Not
for a
only
touchdown.
a great play call, but a great execution by the speedy, shifty, and explosive running back James Knoll up the right side. Looked like it was going to be a good gain, but then he turned on those absolute jets and just sped past the last defender and into the end zone. And in the blink of an eye and the snap of a finger, it looked like Park Hill was about to be lined up inside the red zone, but instead they made it into the end zone. And that makes it a touchdown game. After being down 21-0, it is now a touchdown game, and Park Hill is chipping away. And now Ray-Pec has to be careful because they've blown a bit of a lead almost, and Park Hill is now on their coattails, hanging with the top 10 team in the state going into the last minute and a half of the first half. Scott Robertson lines up at his own 40-yard line to kick it off. Doss is back to receive inside the 10-yard line yet again. Let's see if Park Hill is still avoiding kicking it to Jaden Doss after his speedy return touchdown to start the game earlier tonight. Again, they kick it up the left side of the field. Again, it's fielded by Rettel. This time he breaks through a little bit and gets up past the 40, tackled down at about the 41-yard line. Great return there by Rettel, making something out of nothing. First and 10 at their own 40-yard line for Dombrowski and the Ray-Pec Panthers. Let's see how they respond to the explosive touchdown right there of James Knoll. Looks deep to his left side. Looks to be brought in by Rettel. It looked like they were kind of jockeying for possession right there. Luis Perez was in coverage. Nearly looked like he might have had a pick, but it was brought in by Rettel for a big game. That's not what you want to see coming out of a touchdown drive from Park Hill. Ray-Pec with an explosive first gain right there. Handoff again, up the middle. That's McKenzie. Pretty solid gain, but he's brought down inside the 25 at about the 24-yard line by number 9, Braylon Agee, the defensive back.
Looks to be that there's plenty of time for Ray-Pec to get into the end zone here. But if you're Park Hill fans, that is the complete opposite of what you want right here.
Couldn't agree more. McKenzie's going out to the right side, but it's fired up over the middle and brought down. That was number 6, Gunnar Elkins, the senior receiver we talked about earlier. Ray-Pec is just slicing through this defense at will right now. And it looks like they are set up pretty well right now inside the 10-yard line with just over 40 seconds left in the waning minute of this first half. Handoff to McKenzie up the middle, nowhere going as he's brought down by number 58, the freak, Davion Hartley. Timeout taken by the Panthers as we do crack inside the 30-minute mark remaining in this first half. Let's hear a message from one of our sponsors. Universal Construction Company has been proud to partner with the Park Hill School District in their efforts to create new and improved facilities for learning, athletics, and the performing arts since 2006. Universal Construction, building a better community. Ray-Pec already up a touchdown, under 30 seconds left in this first half. Knocking on the door, about to break through and get a fourth. But the Park Hill defense doesn't want to let that happen. Xander Dombrowski lined up at the 10-yard line. Let's see how Ray-Pec comes out. He fakes the handoff, looks to pass over the middle. The pass is deflected by number 26, the safety, Brockman. That does bring up a third down inside the 10-yard line for Ray-Pec, and you have to think that if you're Park Hill and you can hold Ray-Pec to maybe even just a field goal this late in the half, you could consider that a win, especially after it looked like they were set up to get a touchdown. Holding them to a field goal would not be the worst case scenario for Park Hill.
That's exactly right, Mason. Maybe on the right side there. Jim Humphrey on the bottom of your screen. Let's see if he can get around and maybe sack the quarterback.
Snap to Dombrowski, empty backfield, fires to the left side, caught by Doss. He makes the move, and he is in for his 4th touchdown of the night. What a performance by the star playmaking receiver, Jaden Doss from Ray-Pec. 18 seconds left in the first half, and Ray-Pec brings it back to a 2-score lead. Exactly the opposite of what you wanted to see from Park Hill right there. But when you have a playmaker like Jaden Doss, like I said earlier, sometimes it's more about him making plays than it is the defense giving up plays. It looked like it was a short screen pass right there, and Park Hill was set up in good position to stop it. But then, as we saw, Jaden Doss just had his way with the defense, running all over and found his way across the goal line and into the end zone for a fourth time tonight. That is just ridiculous production from a guy like Jaden Doss. "18 seconds left. Park Hill will have a chance to make something happen before halftime, and maybe they can put some more points on the board, but with such little time, who knows what can happen. Quality Plumbing has been serving Greater Kansas City's commercial and residential plumbing needs since 1983. Call or visit them online at qualityplumbing.com. Quality Plumbing, serving Kansas City's plumbing needs. The Ray-Pec kicker, Alex Stevenson, lined up at his own 40-yard line, back to kick. Kicks it short, a little squib kick up the left side, bobbled by Colin Freeman, bobbled again. That could have been dangerous. Finally brought in by number 17, Bryce Lasaka, but that was scary for a second.
15 seconds left in the half. First and 10 for the Trojans. Ball around 26.
Park Hill set up on their 26-yard line. Only 15 seconds. Let's see if coach decides to just kneel it out or if they decide to take a shot down the field. It looks like they might be taking a shot. I believe as Kendrick Bell is lined up in the shotgun. Looks to his right side. That's Max Filion out of his reach. Over the hands of Max Filion near the numbers on the right side. Lined up in the same formation. This time it's Bell again. Looks to the left side yet again. Filion tries to stiff arm a man. Could not do it as he's brought down inside the 40 at about the 37. 5 seconds left for Park Hill. Let's see if they decide to take one last shot before halftime or if they decide to kneel it out and play it safe. Timeout is called. Timeout for the Park Hill Trojans. Only 5 seconds left. Let's see if Coach Sims has maybe drawn up some sort of long distance play to try and get into the end zone before halftime one more time.
Doesn't hurt to go for it, Mason. You got nothing to lose. There's 5 seconds left. Let's see if they do it.
I'm not going to disagree with you right there. And with some of the speedsters that they have on the receiving core on this offense, anything can happen if you decide to give him a chance downfield and just launch one deep. Let's see if Kendrick Bell and the Trojan offense decide to do so upcoming on this play. Park Hill does come out on the right hash marks inside their own 40-yard line at the 38. Let's see what Coach Sims and the Trojan coaching staff decide to send their team out to do here. You have to think that they don't have enough time for one more play and then a timeout and then a field goal. You have to think that this is probably their last play before halftime. They throw it short again to Filion. Lateral to Knoll, and he gets out of bounds with 1 second left inside the 50. Maybe I spoke too soon. I didn't realize what they were trying to do there. A little bit of a lateral trickery right there. And James Knoll takes it inside the 50, and they get the quick timeout with 1 second left. This does make it a more manageable throw should Kendrick Bell decide to launch one deep. Another timeout called. This time again a timeout by Park Hill. Drawing up maybe one final play. Jeff Zigman, State Farm, has served the Park Hill community for more than 15 years and is honored to contribute to the Park Hill School District. Please call Jeff Zigman State Farm for all of your insurance needs and financial service needs. State Farm, surprisingly great rates. The Ray-Pec defense comes out trying to stop Park Hill one last time. They do have two safeties lined up deep. Watch Dayton Howard at the bottom of your screen maybe. Let's see if Park Hill just tries a Hail Mary or if they try something a little more creative. Kendrick Bell brought down inside the 45, and that'll bring it in to quite the high-scoring first half. 56 total points scored between the two teams. Ray-Pec does have a 2-touchdown lead going into the halftime. I will be back after the halftime break as this is Mason Hello, everybody, and welcome back for the second half of action. I'm Mason Bean, along with Hagen West, and I'll be taking you home tonight, calling the rest of the action. After a score-filled first half, action-packed first half, the Trojans find themselves down 35-21 entering this third quarter. Hagen, what do you think the keys are for Park Hill to get themselves back in this game and tie this game up?
I think a kick return will be really good here, and the Trojans' offense needs to be clicking down the field.
Bryce Lasaka does have the explosiveness to create something big in the return game. There's another flag. That's the third flag the Trojans have got on the returns tonight. That's definitely not good. Not what you want to see. Flag thrown inside the 25-yard line. Looks like it will be an illegal block in the back on the Park Hill Trojans. That's not what you want to see. I think that's their second or third on returns tonight alone. Definitely not what you want from your kickoff specialists right there.
Block in the back on the Trojans. First and 10 for the Trojans, ball around 13.
First and 10 from the 13-yard line for Park Hill. Let's see if Kendrick Bell comes out and takes a shot downfield early. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Kendrick Bell lined up in the shotgun, looks to his right, fires, pass is caught by Gavin Shag. I believe that's his first reception tonight, just shy of the 20-yard line, a gain of 6. Second down and 3 after the gain of 7 right there on first down. Another 5 wide set up for Bell. Trying to lure Ray-Pec offsides right there. Did not work. Bell high snap. Looks to his right quickly. Looked for Shag again. Pass was too low. Incomplete. That does bring up a third down and 3 situation on their own 20 for Park Hill.
I think Kendrick Bell needs to be more comfortable in the passing pocket.
I don't think it's a bold take to say that on third down. I think you should be looking for something in James Knoll's vicinity. After showing that he can be a big playmaker in the first half, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to him right here, especially in a short yardage situation. He's great at small little routes to the flat. They look for Philly on in the jet sweep. He gets tackled pretty early. Looked to be no gain, maybe a loss of yards actually. That brings up a 4th and short situation. And the Trojans will elect to punt, and they bring out Scotty Robertson and the rest of the punt unit.
Trojans on the punt.
Scott Robertson lined up at his own 5-yard line, back to punt. Jaden Doss again lined up inside his own 40. Good punt from Robertson. Doss calls fair catch, waves him off. Great bounce for Park Hill. Bounces about inside the 35, but just shy at the 36. This brings on the Ray-Pec offense that has been potent all night, led by the senior star wide receiver, Jaden Doss, D1 prospect, soon to be D1 commit wherever he chooses to go. And more importantly, it brings out the Park Hill defense that has been kind of all over the place tonight. They've made a stop here and there. Other than that, though, it's been very shaky waters for Park Hill, letting Jaden Doss kind of have those way through the secondary and score 4 times, yes, 4 times in that first half. Dombrowski takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, breaks away, past the chains, and that will be a fresh set of downs for the Panthers.
Mason looks to be a Dombrowski as a power runner, to say the least.
Or a few of them. We've seen a few different ones throughout the night. We saw Smallwood earlier. We saw Smith earlier. We saw McKenzie earlier. We've seen a few different halfbacks here for the Ray-Pec Panthers throughout the night, and every single one of them has contributed and made a good gain or more throughout the night. Dombrowski looks to his left again, back right, makes his way up through the line and past the yard to gain. He is running all over the Park Hill secondary right now and is forced out of bounds inside the 30 at about the 27.
23-yard pickup for Andy Dombrowski. First and 10 for the Panthers. All the way to 27.
Handoff to Walker up the middle, stumbles a bit, makes his way, gains his footing again, breaks a few tackles, nearly gets the first down. I think it was a gain of 9. Maybe he got there. I don't believe so. I think that'll bring up a 2nd and 1 for Ray-Pec. Indeed it will. It will be 2nd and 1 on the 18-yard line of Park Hill. Ray-Pec knocking on the door yet again, looking to break that 40-point mark and make this a 3-touchdown game coming out of the half after Park Hill was unable to capitalize on their first possession of the second half. This time Walker looked to be brought down, but he stays on his feet and actually gains positive yards. I believe he got the first down. And indeed he did get the first down. It will be a fresh set of downs on the 12-yard line for Ray-Pec. Dombrowski lined up with Fager to his left. Takes the snap, looks to his left. Pressure, forced out to his right, looks to scramble, ends up throwing towards the sideline. Did he come down with it? They do say touchdown. It will be 42-21. Ray-Pec does now have double the Park Hill score.
What a playmaker Dombrowski is down the stretch into this football game.
And what a toe tap grab that was by Rettel. Right in the corner of the end zone. It looked to me like he didn't even come down with it. I guess the ref who was closer ended up seeing something different. Either way, what a play by Rettel and Dombrowski both. Making the play, making something out of nothing after he saw some pressure in his face. Great play there by the quarterback Dombrowski, the senior. The kick by Stevenson is good. Does make it 42-21. Things are not looking great coming out of this second half for Park Hill. This student section has gotten real quiet after this slow start to the second half, and I can't blame them. Expecting big things coming out of halftime, now seeing not only did we not score on our first possession to come out of the half, but then we also let the opposition score on their first possession coming out of the half. Not what you want to see from your team here, so these student section fans are definitely not happy right now. Let's see if Park Hill and their potent offense led by quarterback Kedrick Bell can turn things around in the second half so far. They were down 21 earlier in the first half and figured out a way to almost completely close that lead is a booming hit right there. That was number 45, Jalen Levins, the linebacker, putting a big hit on the Park Hill return man. I believe that was number 35, Evan Wujek.
First and 10 for the Trojans, number 33.
Bell lines up in the shotgun, motions Noel out to the right side. Looks to scramble, nearly brought down, throws the ball out of bounds away, just inside the 50-yard line at the 47. No gain, it will be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Mason, the Ray-Pec Panthers are bringing everyone on the defensive end, especially their nose tackle up front. Number 72, Cortez Burkhalter.
Let's see what Park Hill decides to do on 2nd and 10. They do have enough time in this game to come back. However, they need to start having that sense of urgency kind of kick in the back of their heads and taking a few shots down the field. Right there you see it way over the head of Max Filion. There is a flag down, could have been defensive holding. The flag will be on Ray-Pec. That does move Park Hill forward. That is what you want to see. One of only a couple flags on Ray-Pec throughout the night. They have not had nearly as many penalties as Park Hill has. That's been another one of the many things that have led to this lead so far tonight for Ray-Pec. First down Trojans just shy of the 50-yard line at the 48. Kendrick Bell shows another empty backfield look. High snap to Bell, looks over the middle. That's Howard. He brings it in inside the 45-yard line, down at the 41. It will be good enough for a Trojan first down. Again, at the 41-yard line, it will be 1st and 10. Bell showing another 5-wide empty backfield look. That's been a lot of those to start this second drive of the second half. Looks deep up the right side. He has Noel, flag thrown, and deservedly so, as he was covered 2-on-1 and was absolutely thrown to the ground before the ball even had a chance to be caught. The flag will go on against Ray-Pec, just as expected. That'll move Park Hill up to the Panthers' 26-yard line, setting them up way better than they were just previous. Noel in the shotgun. Hands off to Kendrick Bell for a loss of yards. It seemed maybe no gain. Not much given right there. Bell lined up with a tighter formation this time than we've seen so far in this drive. Looks to his right, quick pass to Noel. He hurdles a man inside the 20 and down at the 16-yard line and pushed out of bounds. He is pushed out of bounds by number 36. That's Chase Hilton, the linebacker for Ray-Pec, but nonetheless, great gain and great shiftiness by James Noel right there.
Yeah, Yeah, Mason, we've talked about James Knoll down the stretch. He's a gritty player and most dangerous down the field.
Yeah, easily, and we saw that in this big touchdown he had in the first half, one of the most explosive plays of that first half, and that is saying something after some of the plays we saw from Ray-Pec and Jaden Dawes. So for James Knoll to have one of the standout highlights of that first half, that speaks to the volumes of his athletic abilities and playmaking abilities. And again, we see him up the right side, that time not much given as he's brought down for a loss of a yard. Another tight formation for the Trojans as Bryce Lasaka's in motion behind the line. Fakes the handoff, looks deep towards the end zone left side, forced back to his right, looks again, he has a man open. Touchdown Trojans, that's 6 points. That was Dayton Howard yet again. What a touchdown for him, his second of the night. Great performance from him so far. And the Trojans erased that touchdown from the Panthers in the second half to get it back to a 14-point deficit.
Dayton Howard has definitely showed his skill capability here in this second half so far. Let's see if he can continue that throughout the rest of this game.
That was his first touch of the second half, and it went for a touchdown, his second of the day. During the first half, we saw how dangerous he was, and continuing it there, the momentum is definitely in his favor for this game tonight so far. The extra point is good. That will make it a 42-28 lead for Ray-Pec. But Park Hill is 7 points closer than they were just a second previous. So that is progress for Coach Sims and the Trojans. Universal Construction Company has been proud to partner with the Park Hill School District in their efforts to create new and improved facilities for learning, athletics, and the performing arts since 2006. Universal Construction, building a better community. Just over 7 minutes in the third quarter as it is 42-28 lead for the Ray-Pec Panthers. 14 points ahead of the Park Hill Trojans, just like they were coming out of the first half. We've seen a couple different scores, one from each team. That one was explosive, just like the ones that we saw earlier from Reddle at the beginning of the second half. Just a high-scoring game all around, but Park Hill needs that to change right here, at least in one way, because they need to stop the Ray-Pec Panthers as the kick is off from Scott Robertson, again up the left side. That will be a flag, and they will be penalized for kicking out of bounds. Panthers had the ball at their 35 after the penalty. Not great from kicker Scotty Robertson, but again, not the most crushing thing. Let's see how Ray-Pec can respond to the touchdown. They haven't had any problems doing that so far tonight, especially with players like Jaden Dawes and Riddle on your team. Like, it's just seems like easy pickings out there for Dombrowski, just throwing touchdown here, touchdown there. Dombrowski lined up with two receivers to his left. Hands off to Walker up the middle. Not much given, maybe a yard, yard and a half. That was Ethan Walker, the running back, with a gain of 1 or 2. Lined up on their own 38. Here's Dombrowski again, this time with a different halfback lined up to his right. That one looks like Thomas Fager. And this time again a handoff up the left side. And again nothing given as a hard tackle was made right there by number 22, Isaiah Vickers. went straight for the legs and whack tackled right there, just like they practiced during the week.
The running defense looks really hot right now, Mason. If they can get their pass defense under control, this could be a really tight game down the stretch.
It's hard to disagree with you right there, especially after some of the running we've seen from Ray-Pec tonight. I might even dare say this is the best we've seen Park Hill's run defense look all night. Snap, and Dombrowski looks deep, fires to Rettle. Did he come down with that? They say he did. He's inside the 40-yard line at the 39. That's a crushing blow to the Park Hill defense. We thought we had him cornered, and then again, right there to Rettle, again down the middle of the field. Brings it down inside the 40 of enemy territory. 20-plus yard gain right there. Not what you want to see if you're the defensive coordinator, Coach Richardson, for Park Hill. Snap to Dombrowski, low snap, hits the ground. Hands off to Fagan as he's tackled for maybe a gain of 2 yards, brought down by Teague Walker and Brock Mann. Snap to Dombrowski, he rolls out to his right, looks near the sidelines, has to dump it off a little shorter. Still a good gain, maybe a gain of 3 or 4 yards it looked like. Should be about third with maybe 5 or 6 yards to go. They call it 3rd and 4 officially, a little farther of a spot than I thought they would have gotten. Ball is lined up at the 33-yard line of Park Hill.
Mason, Park Hill doesn't seem to be putting very much pressure on the quarterback right now, which is kind of weird to me.
I feel like all night it's been rare to see pressure, maybe once or twice every drive, but not much like Ray-Pec has been getting on Kendrick Bell, I feel like. Dombrowski looks again to the right side. This time bounces off the hands of Jaden Dawson, out of bounds inside the 20. It will be 4th and 4, but it looks like Ray-Pec has no intention of sending out a field goal unit or a punting unit. They're in kind of that weird position in the field where it's too short to punt it, but it's too long to go for a field goal. So this is a huge play for the Park Hill defense. Looks left as Dombrowski fires a deep pass to Rettle over the head, and it is incomplete. It will be Park Hill football. Turnover on downs, a huge stop for the Park Hill defense, especially after being in some trouble after that big 3rd down conversion to Rettle a few drives ago. You can feel the energy change in the student section now. They're getting back into their chants. They're getting loud again as they know that Park Hill has a chance right here to close the gap to 1 score yet again. Jeff Sigmund, State Farm, has served the Parkville community for more than 15 years and is honored to contribute to the Parkville School District. Please call Jeff Sigmund State Farm for all of your insurance and financial service needs. State Farm, surprisingly great rates. Park Hill takes over here at the 33-yard line of their own territory. Ray-Pec, after turning the ball over on downs right there, needs to respond defensively, but Park Hill's looking to put up another 7 points on the board in the second half as Kendrick Bell's forced out to the left side. He puts on the wheels, and he runs inside the 45 and is tackled down at about the 44-yard line of Ray-Pec. A big gain of about 15 or 20 yards right there. Another flag down as Bell is hit hard on the right side. Late hit from number 36, Chase Hilton. No flag thrown. Bell springs back to his feet, but that definitely was a dirty hit, no doubt about it. Shocking to see no flag called right there, and the Park Hill coaches know it. Bell had already slid down and was hit very hard into the ground by Chase Hilton of Ray-Pec. Easily a flag should have been called right there. I have to say I'm shocked that only one flag was called on Park Hill and there wasn't a second one thrown against Ray-Pec for that late hit right there. That was an extremely dirty hit, extremely late hit from Ray-Pec. You cannot do that even one bit. That definitely should have been at least a flag to offset the other penalty for Park Hill, and the Park Hill coaches are not happy one bit that Kendrick Bell was not given a flag against Chase Hilton for that hit on himself. Bell now pushed back to his own 39-yard line. Short pass to James Knoll out to the left side. Evades one tackle, evades two. Brought down the third attempt and is up to about the 44, 43-yard line maybe.
Mason, the running game for Park Hill seems to be really working right now.
Second and a bunch.
Bell lined up on the right side of the field, takes the snap, back to pass. He had Howard open on the left side of the field, elects to run instead, gets a block from Bryce Asaka and trips over his own feet just shy of the 40-yard line at the 41. Bell and the Trojans will line up for this 3rd and 8 at the 39-yard line. Bell looks to pass on the right side of the field. He has Knoll. Knoll catches it inside the 10. Touchdown, James Knoll, his second of the night. What a play on a 3rd and 8. Bell converts to James Knoll and more, getting in the end zone to make this a touchdown game just shy of going into the 4th quarter. Kendrick Bell and James Knoll show their chemistry and playmaking ability right there with the long distance touchdown. Knoll's second of the night, second over 20 yards of the night. What a play on both sides right there, the quarterback and the running back. That was outstanding quarterback play and an outstanding route run by James Knoll. Great job being sure-handed and bringing in that pass as well. Park Hill has looked to be down and out of this game multiple times tonight, being down as much as 21 points twice at different times in the game. And both times they've rallied back within 7. And now Ray-Pec, a top 10 team in the state, has Park Hill hanging on their coattails, down just a touchdown. A couple minutes until this 4th quarter. Park Hill, great drive right there, especially after being hit late, and Kendrick Bell looked to be not in the best shape on the field. He got back up and made a great play, throwing it to James Knoll for an amazing touchdown, making it a 7-point game. Scott Robertson lines up to kick from his own 40-yard line. Another stop for Park Hill right here would be massive. Kicks it up the left side yet again. This time it looks to be fielded by Doss. He tries to make a move up the middle and finally brought down by number 30, Simon Strum, at the 34-yard line.
Mason, it seems to be that Doss is always making a play for himself that looks like something out of nothing.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who, even when it looks like he's completely counted out, sometimes it looks like he's even tackled, and then he'll somehow find a way to get back to his feet, regain his balance, and he has just quite the nose for the end zone. Dombrowski and the Panthers take over at the 34-yard line of their own territory. It will be a false start on Ray-Pec. That'll set him back another 5 yards and make it a 1st and 15 situation for Dombrowski and the Panthers. Dombrowski now takes over at his own 29 after being set back 5 yards due to the false start of the left tackle. Fakes the handoff, looks down the right side. He has Doss open. Doss drops it straight through his hands. He had a surefire touchdown, nearly bringing it in at the 30. He would have taken that all the way, no doubt. Let that one slip through his hands. I can't believe that after having a 4-touchdown performance in the first half. You'd think that he'd be able to bring those in after being such a highly touted prospect. Maybe just lost focus right there, was too focused on running after the catch and didn't even think to bring the ball in first before looking ahead of him. Snap to Dombrowski, handoff up the left side, that's Fagan. Boom. Taken down hard by number 9. That's Owen Keller. This brings up a 3rd down and long situation for the Ray-Pec Panthers. It will be 3rd down and 14. Things aren't looking too bad for the Park Hill defense right now, but with playmakers like Rettel, Fager, and Dawes on the Ray-Pec offense, anything can happen. We've seen that multiple times tonight. Takes the snap, drops back, looks to the middle. Pass was tipped by Cal Netherton and barely snuck through the hands of Brock Mann and hit the turf.
Mason, the Park Hill Trojan defense has definitely been stepping up, and they're definitely tightening up on the defensive end.
That's one of the best points you've made all night, Hagan, as it could not have come at a better time because Park Hill just did step up on their last 2 possessions. They've gotten 2 stops just like they needed, like we've said all night. So that was a great stop right there for Park Hill. Stevenson back to kick. Takes a short, long kick, very long punt. Bounces inside the 20, inside the 15. Down, rolls inside the 10. What a punt inside the 9-yard line. Punted it from his own 30 down inside the 10-yard line of the Trojans. That was quite the punt by Stevenson. Over 60 yards right there from Alex Stevenson, the punter for Ray-Pec. Dare I say that this may be the biggest drive of the game for Park Hill so far tonight. This is their first opportunity that they've had since losing the lead to tie it. Bell takes the snap, looks deep down the right side, nearly picked off. Couldn't get in the hands of Filion, was nearly picked off by number 8. That's Jalen Nixon, the defensive back for Ray-Pec.
Mixing on coverage.
Second and 10 for Park Hill from their own 9-yard line. Let's see if they try to take another deep shot. They seem to have been working for him on the last drive, and then that first play right there nearly worked. Couldn't quite hold on to it with Filion. He's forced to scramble up the middle, evades one tackler, evades two, and is sandwiched by 2 more. For all that, looked like no gain, maybe a gain of 1. Bell looked a little slow to get up, might have gotten hit a little funky right there. Looks to be holding that left arm close to him. He may be hurt. Yeah, he's hunched over holding that left arm.
Number 86. Rotate.
Maybe just fine. Looked like something may be up with Bell. We hope that's not the case, obviously. It will be 3rd and 9 from Park Hill's 11-yard line after the gain of 1 by Bell in the last play. Bell rolls out to his left. Looks downfield. Nearly caught by Lasaka, was just too short for him. It will be incomplete. Park Hill will send out the punting unit as it is 4th and 9 inside their own 15-yard line.
Unfortunate loss of downs there, Mason, but if the Park Hill defense can come out hot like they have been, this could be still a close game.
Good punt by Robertson. Not much room to work with. Takes a good bounce for Park Hill, it looks like. Did they touch it? Well, that Park Hill football, it looks like Ray-Pec may have touched the football, and it is Park Hill ball. Crucial mistake by Ray-Pec right there. It will be Park Hill football. It looks like a certain punting situation, but Ray-Pec touches it, and Park Hill jumps on top of it. It looked like they called it Park Hill football. Now the officials are discussing it. Discussing at the 45-yard line, but this could be a huge break for Park Hill, giving them good field position after just losing lots of downs. It is Park Hill football, and this sideline just came unglued. Huge mistake by Ray-Pec leads to a huge opportunity for Park Hill. Now being set up inside the 50-yard line at the 45. Now this could be a huge opportunity for Ray-Pec, or for Park Hill, excuse me, with better field position, extremely better field position than they had just a second ago before they punted. Only 11 seconds left before the start of the 4th quarter. Park Hill has a big break right here. It could be a huge opportunity to do something. Bell lined up alone in the backfield, 5 wide receivers. Looks over the middle, pass is dropped by James Knoll. That could have been a big gain if he could have held on to that one. Seven seconds remaining in the quarter, excuse me. Kendrick Bell lined up with 3 receivers to his right side and James Knoll to his left. Fires quickly to the right side. That's brought in by Dayton Howard. Close to the line to gain. Will be a yard or 2 short. Not a bad play right there.
3rd down and 2.
It will be a 3rd and short situation for Park Hill. Going into the 4th quarter, it will come out 3rd and 2 on the Ray-Pec 47. Let's see if Park Hill can convert after this break. Download the Price Chopper app today and get big savings every time you shop at Price Chopper, whether you spend a little or a lot. Just check the Price Chopper app to see the offers each week and then choose to spend them at the checkout or on Fuel the Quick Trip. Get great savings every time you shop at the Parkville Price Chopper or with your Price Chopper app.
Universal Construction Company has been proud to partner with the Park Hill School District in their efforts to create new and improved facilities for learning, athletics, and the performing arts since 2006. Universal Construction, building a better community.
We are back for the final 12 minutes of action in this game between the Raymore Peculiar Panthers and the Park Hill Trojans. Park Hill down 7 points, but is knocking on the door inside enemy territory after a crucial mistake on special teams from Ray-Pec. Park Hill finds themselves down just 7 in a 3rd and short situation. Makes the move inside the 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Trojans! What a touchdown! Tie game. What a play by Kendrick Bell, about to be sacked inside the pocket. At the last second, he throws to the sideline to a wide open Gavin Shagg, who looked dead to rights, tackled by the defender, but makes a move and turns on the Jets to make it into the end zone. Park Hill finds himself down 1 point with the extra point still awaiting. It is a tie ball game, and this place just changed. The energy in the student section on the sidelines, in the huddle, everything just changed. You can feel that finally Park Hill is back level with the Ray-Pec Panthers. The momentum is very much on the side of the Trojans right now after a wild score that was by Gavin Shagg.
Mason, it seems to be that special teams, defense, and the offense for the Trojans is just clicking right now, which is amazing for the Trojans.
I could not agree more, as after they gave up that early touchdown in the second half, they've gotten back-to-back stops. They capitalized on special teams and made a play. They've had 2 touchdown drives. This is a completely different ball game than it was just a minute ago. Scott Robertson lined up to kick off in a tie game situation, the first since the opening kickoff. Flag thrown before the kickoff. Play is blown dead. Could be a false start on the Trojans. It will be a false start, but not on the Trojans. It will be on the Ray-Pec Panthers. A little bit of a boost here for the Trojans coming out after that tie game drive. Robertson lines up to kick yet again. This time, hopefully, it isn't blown dead. Good catch by Coach Sims right there, as he remembered to move the ball up 5 yards due to the false start penalty on Ray-Pec. Robertson now kicking from his own 45, a little closer to Ray-Pec this time. Let's see if they decide to go for the touchback. Booming kick by Robertson.
Out of the end zone, touchback.
Great kick by Robertson there, and the crowd went nuts for that one. Ray-Pec is going to take over at their own 20-yard line, looking to respond to Park Hill tying the game up with an equalizing touchdown last possession.
See if the Park Hill defense can continue to shine throughout the rest of this game.
Handoff up the middle, that's Fager. He's brought down for a short gain. This run defense is really starting to click. They were not in the first half whatsoever, giving up 6, 7, 8 yards, sometimes way more every single carry. And now it seems like it's 1, 2, 3 yards every carry, sometimes even less than that, or losing yards for Ray-Pec. Second and 8 for Ray-Pec right here. Handoff up the left side, that's Walker. I believe they called him down. He looked like he was down for a second, but it kind of looked like he regained his balance, but no, the officials call him down for no gain. It will be a 3rd and 8 situation on their own 22 for Ray-Pec. Park Hill looking like they may be getting another stop, but this 3rd down is crucial.
Yeah, Mason, the Ray-Pec Panthers have not done much this second half.
They had that opening touchdown real fast, and other than that, it's been Park Hill tying this game up and really shocking this crowd right here. As Dombrowski looks to the right side, pass is short and incomplete. It will be a 4th and 8 for Ray-Pec. Park Hill gets a 3rd straight defensive stop. We have a man down as Jim Humphrey is down inside the 15-yard line at the 14, holding his leg, his right leg it looks like. This isn't good. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, maybe just a cramp or something like that. As he is up and walking around, that's great to see. You never want to see any injuries, and it looks like he's going to try and maybe go back into the huddle. But no, it looks like Coach Sims is going to bring him out and have him checked on real quick. Ray-Pec trying to get the snap off quick to try and get Park Hill a penalty called on them for having too many men on the field. Ray-Pec punting from their own 22-yard line. Lasaka and Knoll lined up at the 45 of their own territory to return. Good punt yet again. This time brought in by Lasaka, moving backwards. Tries to make a move to the sideline. Not much room to work, however, as he's brought down just inside the 40 at the 38. Flag is down near the Ray-Pec sideline, however. It looks like the flag will be holding against the Park Hill receiving team.
Kendrick Bell and the Trojans are going to take over with an opportunity to gain the lead for the first time in the entire game. If you recall all the way back to the beginning of the game, Jaden Doss scored on a full field kickoff return from his own 5-yard line on the opening play, and it's been all Ray-Pec and Park Hill going back and forth, just like I called from the start. I said it would be a shootout, and Park Hill has the opportunity to have their first lead of the game after Ray-Pec took it on the opening play. Park Hill trying to grab their first lead right here. Escapes the pressure as Kendrick Bell over the hands of the defender and just off the hands out of bounds of Bryce Lasaka. It will be 2nd and 10 for Park Hill from their own 28-yard line. Second and 10 for Park Hill. Let's see what kind of play Coach Sims draws up for Kendrick Bell. It's a handoff up the left side. Knoll tries to make a move to the outside. Not much given right there. Maybe a gain of a yard or two. Flag is thrown on the sideline against Ray-Pec. No doubt about that one. The coaches knew that one was coming immediately. The Trojan student section chanting, "You can't do that," and they are exactly right. Ray-Pec did get penalized right there. $9:53 left to play in this fourth quarter. An action-packed game, over 80 points scored between these two teams. That is wild production for both offenses, if I do say so. After the penalty, Park Hill gets a fresh set of downs, and they're moved up to what looks like the 46-yard line. Nearing the midway point of the field. Let's see if Park Hill can break into enemy territory in the upcoming play. Kendrick Bell looks to his left side. James Knoll caught quickly. He is into enemy territory and out just shy of the 45-yard line at about the 47 of Ray-Pec. Park Hill is in enemy territory, trying to gain their first lead of the entire game. The good play by James Knoll to get them in enemy territory sets up a 2nd and 3 on Ray-Pec's 47-yard line. Kendrick Bell immediately sprints out to the left side. Looks like he's brought down just short of the line to gain. And indeed, they will call him a yard short. It will be 3rd and inches. Bell looked to be down for a second. He gets up and he's still slow. Goes back down into a crouching position. This is not good for Park Hill. He was hit pretty hard going down right there. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. He is still hunched over near the Trojan sideline. Back up, now talking to coaches. Kendrick Bell is in a bad way right now. Looks like a timeout taken by the Trojans, as they did not have enough time to get on the field with Kendrick Bell not being in the best shape right now. Let's hope it's nothing serious and he's back able to get into this game. Kendrick Bell is in the huddle. That is the update I can give you. He does look to have his helmet back on. Let's hope he is okay and can stay in this game. Obviously, that would be a crushing blow to Park Hill to lose their talented star quarterback, their senior leader. You don't want to see that, especially this late in an exciting game. Also, Jim Humphrey, after being shaken up a few minutes ago, looks like he's jogging around on the sidelines again, and he will be okay as well. Kendrick Bell back in the game, set up on the Ray-Pec 45-yard line for a 3rd and about a yard. No receivers on the right side, only James Knoll. And he runs up the middle, and he does reach the chain, and that will be a fresh set of downs for the Trojans. 1st and 10, Park Hill.
A power runner is an understatement for James Knoll as he continues to make plays throughout this game.
James Knoll has that rare combination of speed and strength because he isn't the biggest guy, but if you ask anyone, they are shocked at how strong he is. But he is not only strong, but they call him Flash Knoll for a reason. He is just able to dart all over the field and get anywhere, hurdle, juke, spin, stiff arm. He has it all in his arsenal. He is a playmaker to say the least. Bell lined up as the sole man in the backfield, and he sprints to the right side, makes a move out, trying to get the edge, is able to get a few yards, and then is forced out of bounds shy of the 35-yard line at the 36.
Mason, it seems to be that Kendrick Bell reminds me of Lamar Jackson. Would you agree? A running quarterback, to say the least.
Yeah, Kendrick Bell has an arm, but he has those powerful legs too that he can use to run all over defenses. He is truly the definition of a dual threat quarterback at the high school level. James Knoll lined up at the bottom of your screen. That's rare to see tonight. Kendrick Bell looks deep, fires a shot. That's caught by Gavin Shagg, and he's taken down hard. That was Dayton Howard, excuse me. Inside the 15-yard line, huge gain for Park Hill. Great throw by Kendrick Bell on the money to his sure-handed tall receiver tight end, Dayton Howard. What a play inside the 15-yard line. Trojans are looking to get inside a goal-to-go situation on their own 13. Let's see what Kendrick Bell can do in an empty backfield yet again. He looks to run up the left side, puts a move on, breaks some ankles, and it's inside the 5-yard line, down at the 3. Park Hill knocking on the door, ready to take their first lead of the game. That will be good enough for a Trojans first down. 1st and 2 yards to the goal line. Let's see if Park Hill can gain their first lead of not only the half, but the night in general. Lined up at the 2-yard line. Kendrick Bell looks to give his team the first lead of the game. James Knoll running on the right side, nowhere to go as he's brought down by number 47, Brooks Kirchhoff, the defensive back. Loss of 4 yards, not what you want to see in your 1st and goal situation.
That was definitely a solid way for the Ray-Pec defense to respond on that.
No doubt about that. There was nowhere to go for James Knoll. He was handed the ball and immediately was wrapped up and brought down hard. Knoll lined up on the right side. Motioned out to the left. Bell runs out to the left side. Tries to get some running room. Ball is lost. It is recovered by Ray-Pec at the 5-yard line. It's a Ray-Pec football after the fumble recovery. Absolute tragedy for Park Hill on a Kendrick Bell scramble. They were inside the 5-yard line, knocking on the door, ready to score. Loose football, careless mistake right there. And now Ray-Pec is back with the ball. And now they have a chance to go the length of the field and take the lead yet again. That is just tragic because even if Park Hill did not end up with a touchdown right there, you were still in field goal range. You could still try and get some points on the board and take the lead. But not only did they not get the touchdown they were hoping for, but they don't even come up with a field goal because they turned the ball over at the 5-yard line. That is just a horrible, horrible play right there by Park Hill that leads to a huge opportunity again for Ray-Pec.
Fans, through the expertise of the motivated staff, the Park Hill School District provides a meaningful education in a safe and caring environment to prepare each student for
Best turns on the Jets and makes it up near the 25-yard line. Great play for Ray-Pec on the first down right there with just over 7 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
finally brought down by number 22, Isaiah Pickers.
It would be big right now for Park Hill to get a big defensive stop, excuse me.
Fakes the jet sweep and handoff to Fager up the middle. He gets another solid gain. Right here we see the defense that we started seeing we were seeing at the first half and the start of the second half. Hopefully this defense hasn't lost their mojo. Ray-Pec lines up at their own 31-yard line, second and short. Park Hill is yet to have a sack in tonight's game. Right now would be a perfect time for one. Hand off to Fager, and he gets the first down and more, exceeding the line by about 5 yards, 6 yards maybe.
Ball carried by Fager, brought down by Gap Right. First down, Panthers. Fans, if you need a ride, now's your time to make your phone calls. If you need a ride, please make your phone calls.
The 39-yard line is where Dombrowski sets up, snaps the ball, handoff to Doss, this time on the right side of the jet sweep. And he is just so fast and elusive and is brought down at the 48 of Park Hill. But man, he is having quite the performance tonight. 4 touchdowns in the first half, and now he's showing that same kind of elusiveness and playmaking ability again in the second half.
First and 10 for the Panthers. On the Trojans, 48.
First and 10, snap to Dombrowski, handoff to Walker, fake handoff to Walker up the left side, and goes right back up the right side with a sneak by Dombrowski.
The last thing you want right now if you're the Park Hill Trojans is missed tackles. Those will just come back to haunt you in the end of the game.
Yeah, missed tackle is something you never want to see, but in a game where there's 4 minutes left and Ray-Pec is going down looking to score and regain the lead. That is definitely not what you want to see. Handoff to Walker up the left side, and he slices through the defense up into the second level, inside the 35 of Park Hill, down to the 33.
Mason, I might have to say number 28 is definitely the Ray-Pec Panthers' best running back.
Yeah, I think it's either him or it's got to be Fager. He's been quite the playmaker tonight as well. We've seen McKenzie too. All those three, I think, have been the three main guys for Ray-Pec tonight, and they have just been absolute playmakers aside from the last couple drives, but now they are back to prime form that they were in the first half. Dombrowski takes the snap inside the 35-yard line. Handoff to Walker again. Tough run. He's ultimately pushed back by 3 Trojans, 2 of which were Teague Wachter, Owen Keller, and then I see Brock Mann in there as well.
Walker on the tackle. Second down 4. 3:40 remaining.
Time is running out for both teams. Ray-Pec is certainly putting themselves in good position right now to at least get a field goal. Inside enemy 30-yard line, Dombrowski takes the snap, fakes the jet sweep, rolls out to his right. Missed the sack was Brock Mann, that was ultimately brought down by Walker yet again for the second play in a row. It is third down for Ray-Pec, third down and a few yards to go. Looks like 3 or 4. I think it's a third down and 3 situation for Ray-Pec. At his own 20, or at the enemy 36-yard line, here's Dombrowski on third down. I believe they did end up calling Cal Netherson offsides. He tried rushing in and luring them offside, or luring a false start from Ray-Pec. And they do call they called a penalty against Ray-Pec. My apologies right there. Ray-Pec was pointing at Park Hill, and I believe they ended up maybe calling Cal Netherton offsides, but actually it was a foul against Ray-Pec. That's what you like to see. This creates a much more difficult third down situation for Ray-Pec and a much easier third down situation for Park Hill. Timeout, Ray-Pec Panthers before this crucial third down at this point in the game.
Fans, if you need a ride, please make your phone calls. Fans, please pick up your trash on the way out. We have trash receptacles throughout the campus.
Oh my God. Quality Plumbing, serving Greater Kansas City's commercial and residential plumbing needs since 1983. Call or visit them online at qualityplumbing.com.
Just outside of the 2-minute warning here in this game at Preston Field at Park Hill High School. What a game we've had tonight. Multiple comebacks from Park Hill. Crazy touchdowns from both teams. Crazy playmakers we've seen. Kendrick Bell, James Knoll. We've seen Reddle and Doss, obviously the dynamic duo of receivers for Ray-Pec. This game has had it all, and it's all coming down to these last 2 minutes as Park Hill looks to prevent the Ray-Pec Panthers from converting on this crucial 3rd and 9 in enemy territory. This could be one of the plays that could determine the winner and loser of this game. Dombrowski takes the snap, looks to his right side, has nowhere to throw, and scrambles, and it looks like he easily got the first down. That was just poor tackling from Park Hill. That is deflating for the Park Hill defense, and that now runs down even more clock, and Ray-Pec is setting themselves up in a good spot to win this game. Under 2 minutes now. You have to wonder how this game would be going right now if it weren't for that crucial fumble on the 3-yard line down in Park Hill territory, or down in Ray-Pec territory by Kendrick Bell a minute ago. As now we see Doss on another jet sweep up the left side. He's inside the 10, hurdles a man inside the 5, and is now out of bounds at the 4. We see the athleticism yet again there from Jaden Doss, the senior standout at Ray-Pec.
The Trojans have been struggling to cover Doss all night, which is continuing to show down the stretch in this ball game.
One thing that is beneficial for the Trojans is the fact that Doss did go out of bounds right there on that play, which does save some clock. Should Ray-Pec score, Park Hill wants to have time to obviously try and tie this game up. Timeout taken by Ray-Pec right there with 1:34 left to play in this fourth quarter. A wild game ends up coming down to this. Lined up at Park Hill's 5-yard line. Here is a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line from Dombrowski, and he hands it off to Fager up the left side. And he is in for the touchdown with just under 1:30 remaining. It will be a 48-42 Ray-Pec lead with 1.5 minutes to play. That is just unfortunate for Park Hill. A long drive, too, to say the least, from Ray-Pec, taking off a lot of clock, leaving Park Hill with only 1:30 to work with. 2 timeouts remaining for Park Hill when they get the ball back. So this is not going to be impossible, but you are going to need some extreme playmaking from your senior quarterback, Kendrick Bell, and a couple other ones of your seniors in James Knoll and Max Fillion on the offensive side of the ball. There's the extra point from Stevenson, flag thrown. And it looked like the PAT was missed, so if it is on Ray-Pec, Park Hill can decline it. It will be a false start on Ray-Pec. They are going to re-kick it because it was blown dead before the kick. That would have been huge for Park Hill, because if they would have scored in the last 1:30, they would have only needed to get an extra point to win it and not have to score 2 points to win it on the PAT. Five yards back, here's another extra point try from Stevenson. Park Hill trying to lure a false start again. The kick from Stevenson is up, and this time it looked to be good. They call it good, and it will be a 49-42 Ray-Pec lead with 1:29 to play. Now the question is, how is Kendrick Bell and the Park Hill offense going to perform under the pressure of being against the clock and against the Ray-Pec defense with under 1:30 left to play? This last drive is going to be quite the ride. Coach Sims calling to the Park Hill student section, telling everyone to get loud. And the Trojans sure do need it right here, as Alex Stevenson, the Ray-Pec kicker, is set to kick off from his own 40-yard line to give Park Hill what should be one last crack at tying this game up. Short kick, fielded by Lasaka. Tries to make a move up the right side and is completely whirlwind tackled down inside his own 20. Should have maybe just let that one go into the end zone. If that just ran 6 seconds down. There is a flag on the play, however. It will be a face mask on Ray-Pec. That is a huge, crucial flag for Park Hill. Horse collar tackle, not a face mask, excuse me. 15 yards will not hurt the Trojans one bit. First and 10 from the 33. Kendrick Bell is set to take over. And this is where football teams are really made in the last minute 30. Trying to tie the game up. Park Hill is going to need to show some grit and determination to win this game. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Kendrick Bell lines up, takes the snap, rolls out to his left, looks to throw. Short throw to James Noel on the left side. Noel gets out of bounds and stops the clock with 1:14 remaining. Good play by Noel. That will give them a fresh set of downs. First down, Park Hill.
Mason, I believe if the receivers on the Park Hill end can still make incredible routes, this game could be really close in the end.
James Noel's holding his left hand. Maybe he got brought down funny on it. He looks to be all right. There was also an injury for Ray-Pec. Number 36 was injured for Ray-Pec. That'd be Chase Hilton, who's getting walked off the field by the athletic trainer for Ray-Pec, holding what looks to be his right arm. Great job by James Noel, having good field presence and making sure to get out of bounds and stop the clock right there to give his team more time to get down the field. Another empty backfield set for Kendrick Bell at the 45-yard line of his own territory. James Noel and Bryce Lasaka both are in motion. High snap to Bell. He has pressure in his face. Screen pass to Noel, and he has room to work. Inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, and he is in. Touchdown, Park Hill. 1 minute remaining. Park Hill down 1 with the extra point still to come, and James Noel has his 3rd long touchdown of the night. What a game this has been. You cannot ask for a much better game on a Friday night.
Talk about a shootout, Mason. This has been an amazing game, man.
Just back and forth. Every single thing you'd want in a football game, this game has had. Now Park Hill, I believe, calls a timeout. You have to wonder whether they're going to play for the tie right here or if they're going to go for 2. It looks as of right now that they might be sending Kendrick Bell back out there to go for 2. Hard to tell right now. So many options if they do go for 2. You could go a Kendrick Bell scramble, James Noel run. You could throw it to a sure-handed guy like Max Fillion or Dayton Howard. You could try a little bit of trickeration. Let's see what Coach Sims decides to do, whether he decides to kick it or go for the 2-point conversion right here. It looks like Scott Robertson's still on the sideline right now. but he is standing near the huddle. It's 49-48, and indeed the offense is going to come back out there and attempt the two-point try. The game quite literally is coming down to this right here and right now. Kendrick Bell from the Ray-Pec 2-yard line. Looks like maybe another timeout called. Yes, again, another timeout called. This time a timeout for Park Hill. I wonder if he's going to keep the offense out there or if he's going to bring out the kicking unit now. As of right now, no sign of Scott Robertson and the kicking team. Trojan coaches up in the press box are trying to signal something down to the sideline. What an energy, what an atmosphere, and what a game. It all comes down to this, the two-point conversion for the lead. The toss out to Kendrick Bell, and he tosses it for the two-point conversion. Trojans lead 49-48. First time all game. What trickeration right there for the lead. And this stadium is going nuts, and Ray-Pec's sideline is silenced. What a play call from Coach Sims and the Trojans. It is a Park Hill lead in the ball game with 1 minute and 2 seconds left.
Talk about beauty, Mason. Coach Andy Sims is a hero for life.
The atmosphere right here is ridiculous. For those watching at home, I promise you this game is every bit as exciting as I have made it sound like it is. It is a 50-49 game, 99 combined points from both teams, multiple lead changes, crazy comebacks, and it all comes down to Ray-Pec's final drive with just outside of 1 minute remaining in the game. The Trojan defense is going to need to come up with something here. Short, low kick for Scotty Robertson, picked up by Jaden Doss. They have to be careful. These tricks were not brought down. Still up and brought down finally at the 30-yard line. Flag is down inside the 20. It will be a block in the back on the Ray-Pec receiving team. That will push them back 5 yards. Helpful for Park Hill, no doubt about that. Pushes Ray-Pec and gives them even more field to have to in order to tie this game up, or take the lead, I guess. A field goal does win it for Ray-Pec. But right now they're backed up inside their own 15 at the 14-yard line. Dombrowski takes over, snap to him, he looks to pass. He looks deep and has Rettle up the right sideline, and that is a big game inside the 50 of Park Hill. Not at all what you want to see on your first defensive play after taking your first lead of the game. Clock is down to 43 seconds. They spike it to stop the clock at 43. I'll reiterate again, a field goal does win it for Ray-Pec. Park Hill needs to be careful not to let them in field goal range, or else that can be the ultimate decider and win Ray-Pec this game, which is not at all what they want.
Park Hill defense needs to keep an eye on Ray-Pec Panthers' true players right here.
Clock down to 35 seconds now. After a bit of a clock miscommunication, 35 seconds for Ray-Pec to try and get at least a field goal and win this game. Park Hill coming into this game not in the top 40 ranked teams in the state. Ray-Pec ranked inside the top 10. Park Hill is leading after trailing their coattails all game. Park Hill now leads with 30 seconds left. Dombrowski back to pass. He runs up the left side, through the middle, on the right side. He's all over the place, and he's inside the Trojan 35-yard line and out of bounds to stop the clock with 27 seconds. Ray-Pec has one timeout remaining, but the clock is stopped. You have to assume Ray-Pec is still just a tad outside field goal range as of right now. But a 5 wide receiver set right now. Dombrowski looks to pass. He has a man wide open inside the 5-yard line to walk in for a touchdown with 19 seconds. Ray-Pec is celebrating like they've just won this game. I am in disbelief right now. That man was on an island by himself near the pylon, and Dombrowski saw it and immediately let it fly right to him, and he brought it in and literally walked in for a touchdown to make it 55-50 Ray-Pec. You have to assume they'll go for 2 here to make it a 7-point game. They will send Dombrowski and the offense out there to go for 2. This could be big for Park Hill if they stop him. There is still time for Park Hill. Not much, but there is time. Doss in motion. They throw it, and he is wide open. That's Rettle in the back of the end zone. 57-50, Ray-Pec leads by a touchdown and an extra point. 19 seconds Park Hill has to score a touchdown and an extra point to tie it up and send this game to overtime. They also could go for 2 yet again if they do score and take this game home with a win. Park Hill finally took the lead and had the game snatched back from their grasps and got right back in the back seat as they were in the first half. Now it's up to them to tie the game up like they just did a drive ago, this time with significantly less time than they had last time. But if they've shown anything tonight, it's that you can't count them out in situations like this. Stevenson set to kick off for what could be the final time tonight before a flag is thrown. Delay of game on Ray-Pec. That'll set him back 5 yards. That does help Park Hill. They might have been doing that on purpose to kind of force Park Hill not to take a touchback and to take some time off this clock. 107 total points scored in the game so far, and it all comes down to this drive. It is a short squib kick, fielded by Jackson Miller, and he's taken down. 17 seconds left. Park Hill is going to need to make something happen in the next 17 seconds.
First and 10 for the Trojans. Ball around 36.
They did it in 25 seconds on the last drive. Let's see if they can do it in 17 right here.
That's right, Mason. I'd be looking for number 6, Dayton Howard, or on the outside edge, Gavin Shack, to go deep down the field for a catch.
They got to be thinking something deep or something short and out of bounds. And indeed, they go short. Bryce Lasaka gets up and out of bounds with 9 seconds left. Not a bad first play. It was very time-consuming. 9 seconds left. They have enough time for a play. Rolls out to his left. Incomplete pass, 5 seconds left. If they're gonna make something happen, it has to be right now. Park Hill looked like they had this game, and it was snatched from them by Ray-Pec's offense. Can they have magic in them one more time tonight? Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers as expected. Bell takes the snap on what could be the final play of the game, and it is James Knoll trying to just make something happen. Loses the football, and that's your ball game, folks. 57-50. What a game. It does not end up in Park Hill's favor. The Ray-Pec Panthers win an absolute stunner, 57-50. That is your final score. From Preston Field at Park Hill High School, I'm Mason Bean along with Hagen West signing off. Good night, everyone.